wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
All right. This is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and want to thank you so very much for joining us today. We're waiting to hear over the airways from Dr. Watkins, so at any time, Dr. Watkins may join us, okay? But again, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and of course, we're on the air each Wednesday live from 10 a.m. to 11. And of course, we have a broadcast on Sundays on 15.2 WHPS. And of course, we ask you to do this. Tell your friends and let them know that you love this program, that you support this program, and that you want this program to be highly rated and highly respected in our community, and that we're asking you, if you have a project that you're trying to get off the ground, if you have a business or things that you're trying to do, and or you have a strong message that has to be spread, of course, through our local communities, but throughout the world. If there is something, an event that you feel that really you need to get the word out there, you want to email me, Gmail me at bj46978@gmail.com. And let's talk about it. Let's see if we can work out something so that we can get you where your event is exposed around the world as well as locally, so that you can get more participation. And if you do it early enough, with me, of course, you're going to be in that R.J. Watkins page, whereby people will be able to see you every day when they go through the R.J. Watkins page. And of course, on that YouTube TV 33 on demand, whereby every day from whatever period of time, both before and after, you'll be able to be seen talking about your event. But again, and we also want to let you know that we're doing this and asking you to help me help you show the folks that you love the Talk Beat Jones, and whatever it takes to make it more lovable, we're working on that with you. But we ask that you send your donations to the station, and do it this way for the station: $ WHPR TV radio. Now, once again, for those who sometimes are a little slow, sometimes these things are kind of new to how you do it, but when you do it this way, you're voting for the Talk Beat Jones show as one of your favorite shows, if not your favorite show. And again, it's just whatever you feel is good that you can send that particular month. Send it in and let them know that you're sending in support of the Talk Beat Jones, Billy Jones show. Send it to $ WHPR TV radio. Do it today, okay? And so today we're going to talk with, how about this? We have a guest from Oakland, California again. And we are also, again, waiting to hear from Dr. Watson. Again, he's a medical doctor. So, I mean, the man works long hours. Whenever we talk with him, it's like late. He's just getting in. So, again, if it's scheduled, as I spoke to the family before, he's scheduled potentially to be here each week. But every time that we open up the show, doctor is given that permission from us to not be here because of his schedule of work. But right about now, guess what? I have a longtime supporter from many years ago. Not many years ago, but many years ago, he supported me on a constant basis for about almost 6 to 8 years. And that man today, his name is Mr. Mr. Leo Brazil. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, Billy. How are you doing?
Real great, real great, real great. Mr. Leo Brazil, you know, back in the day when we started the uh, Talk B. Jones, asking for help for folks to come on and talk and speak on the different aspects of their lives and how they see the world and how they saw their community, et cetera, et cetera. You stepped up. Uh, my partner, my friend from Oakland, California, Soul Beat, as well as the lawyer for over 35, 40 years, retired and having a good life now. Um, I have a question for you, sir. As we're going through, oh, by the way, and he was uh, a person specially trained in the military. So, Mr. Leo Brazil, as as I'm looking out and we're seeing the gas prices, and what do you think about the gas prices that we're receiving as of today?
They're going to go up.
And you see the gas prices continuing to go up?
That's what I said.
Okay. And once the prices have gone up to whatever levels that they may have gone to, which is as high as they can go, and the war stops or everything starts to become normal again, will we pay less prices for our gas as quickly as the gas prices are going up?
Depends. Depends on the people who supplies. There's a law of supply and demand, simple economics.
Okay. And so is there a certain condition of the oil that may require it to go through certain processes before it's ready to actually be utilized for our consumption?
Yes, every oil needs to be refined. That's what a refinery is for. You take it out of the ground raw, you bring it to the refinery, you take out all of the negative elements and ship the refined gasoline to whichever state it's going to or whichever location.
Okay.
In the United States, every state has different standards. California has the highest standards for refining, and that's why California's gas costs so much.
Okay.
Because they have to do so much cleaning to bring it to California air quality standards.
And so, what about now? You are a veteran, and you've seen or you've witnessed the different wars and ramifications of these wars, and if some of the countries and some of the durations of these wars. What is your estimation in terms of just being Leo Brazil citizen, but especially trained opt, looking at the type of war that the United States is in right now with a Middle Eastern country? How do you see that playing out? Just not professional, just in your own particular mind. How do you see that playing out?
I don't. I am really disgusted by what is going on because I don't see the need for being in a wartime situation. All I know that will play out and is what war is all about, and that is death and destruction. And so I'm upset about death and destruction. How long it's going to last, I have no idea. I have no anxiety about it because I'm an old man and I'm on the short end of life. So if these wars go as long as our shortest war, I probably won't even be here because you're looking at 9, 10, maybe even 20 years in the case of Afghanistan. So,
Wow. Wow.
I'm not looking at the time. I'm just upset about the fact that mothers are crying and children are dying for no reason that I can see.
Mm-hmm. 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 But looking at where we are as citizens, in quote, now is America safe in your opinion?
No. would it be safe in a war? Because the war is over someplace else in some other territory.
Why don't you
That we
break
don't
that?
have
Why
to
don't you
worry
break?
about it because we can go on about our business? Well, I think that the enemy will bring the war to America, and I understand the Iranians already threatened to do some things with drones and so forth in California. So our governor has told us that they're taking necessary precautions here. They don't think it could happen, but they are taking their time. Now, people don't have to come here to California with drones. If they want to go blow up the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm sure they have some already operatives in the country, and it's like the suicide bombers. How are you going to stop somebody that's strapped dynamite around his waist and gets on the bus?
Yes.
Or goes into a restaurant?
Yes.
So, no, we're not safe.
Leo, what about our water supplies in the Bay Area there? We were told, again, when I say we were told as children back in back in grade school, talking about that, speaking about how they're looking at something in the future where they're going to be able to take some type of biochemical and drop it in the water, and it will just spread everywhere. I mean, you know, we're looking at all of these crazy ideas of how people or how United States can be attacked internally. Are these just wild fictions that we're looking at potentially?
They could be, but again, that's one of the aspects of war. When you're in a war, it's going to create anxiety because you don't know what might happen. And everybody has an individual imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And every enemy has an individual imagination, so they can imagine what they can do to attack you for blowing up their children in their hospitals and schools, and so there's all kinds of possibilities. If America's at war,
Okay.
and we are at war because the bodies are coming home from our soldiers already, so anything can happen. So don't ask me any more questions about speculations because my imagination is as good as yours. You imagine what you want, and it could come to fruition.
Okay. Let's do it a quickie. In that family, we'll listen to Mr. Leo Brazil. Mr. Leo Brazil is also a retired veteran, retired lawyer. He is also a person that appeared on Solby Television as a continual host, retired council person, all of those particular type of things as well as others. Mr. Brazil, as you hear, speaks about his circumstances in life at this point. He's, what are you, 80, 90 years of age now?
82. Be
80.
83 next month.
83. But let's do this real quickly. It's something that is off the shoot, but yet all of us can feel it. We feel aging. We feel aged. And yet when we look at other folks who had more experience being aged, and we look at how they're getting around, how they're doing things, how they're functioning, Mr. Leo Brazil, you had a come to life meeting with a family member back in the day when you were feeling that your time may be gone as of tomorrow's breath, and yet you were counting the age that you were at that time. And we're talking family some years ago. And Mr. Leo Brazil, you took a trip and met a family member. Can you tell us about that trip and that family member, please, sir?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You had an older family member.
My memory.
You had an older family member that you went to visit, and you were surprised. The man was close to 100.
Oh, yes. You're talking about, I was in my 70s.
Okay, but you were in your 70s, but what were you feeling? Oh my, oh me, I'm past this and that, etc.
I was going into the fourth quarter of my life.
Yes.
So my 75 years old. I crossed 75. I'm now in the fourth quarter. It's the third time that I've been 25 years old. So of course I'm thinking that I wonder how much time I had left.
Okay. Now we can move further. We can go past here. We can go past here into what happened when you met, and can you tell us how old your family member was when you went to meet him again?
He was, if I remember correctly, in his 90s, and he informed me that he was the the patriarch of the family, because he and my daddy were first cousins, and he was the oldest member in my family at the funeral that I went to for my brother. That's the occasion that you're talking about. I now remember while I was in New Orleans.
Thank you.
And he encouraged
Front
me
door.
that I had, that he was 18 years older than me,
Uh-huh.
and that he was in good health and good eyesight and was going up and down stairs. And at his age, it encouraged me that I had, at least if I could make it to his age, I had 18 more years.
18
So
more.
I came back home with a new attitude of if I've got 18 more years, I got to find something to do.
Thank you.
So one of the things I did was call Billy Jones and say, "Hey, man, I'm alive and well and looking for something to do, and you've been bugging me ever since."
But see, the process of this family members around the world who look at another birthday, another ooh, rather than another I, you see, in your mind, you can let the numbers that family, friends, and associates have associated with how you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to move, how you're supposed to dress, based upon other folks' thoughts about what? The numbers from birthday to birthday, not about your conditioning, not about how you feel about being positive and grow and understanding the feeling of wanting to be alive, of wanting to feel that spirit of happiness, that feeling of optimism, that feeling that every day is a greater day. Not a ooh, yes, I'm in my fourth quarter and tomorrow may be my last day, my last down. No. And I say that positively in the fashion that just by meeting someone that's in your bloodline potentially, that's showing you, I'm almost 100 years old. Look what I'm still doing. What was their key to allowing them to reach this quote, going through this golden age of almost 100 and doing all the things that you say that you can't do, or it's a trial and tribulation for you to try to do, and you're almost 20 years younger than that person. So that's why when people say, well, how old are you? I say, I don't know. Today is another day. Today is another feeling. Because you want to put everybody in the box because they reached this age zone. I see folks coming up and saying, I'm 60 or I'm 50. I see the ladies that are there on the Facebook. I see the ladies that are in their 40s and 50s and 60s saying, I'm all that and I'm at 50, or I'm all that and I'm at 60. And you're looking lovely. You're looking gorgeous because you feel good. You want to look good, as opposed to the folk who say, yeah, well, I turned 50 now. When that second half of life is going to get rough and I'm, no. But Leo Brazil, what made the difference and how have things changed, or how did things change for you, being that you saw you were 20 years younger than a man almost 100 and you were ready to throw in the towel almost? Please tell me.
Well, I got active again in the sense that I had spent 35 years or so practicing law, so I couldn't go back to that because I didn't want to take on clients and have to deal with people face-to-face problems. But I spent any number of years on the Oakland Housing Authority and as a commissioner and as a member of the city council for 10 years. So I'd done 15 years or so in government. and that involved
Sideline,
going
I
to
can't,
meetings and so
can't
forth,
think. Excuse me.
And then having to read materials and make policy decisions. So I went back into government, and I'm a member of the Alameda County Reparations Commission right now. So that's what I do as public service. And then I'm always been involved, had always been involved in my Bible study and my Sunday school classes down at Allen Temple Baptist Church in Oakland. So between the church now and my commission, I have something to look forward to. So
What about and what about the physical?
calendar.
What about the physical challenges that you had prior to meeting him, and how you approaching those physical challenges after you left your
I
family
haven't
member that's
changed.
over
I
20
haven't
years?
changed. I was diabetic and had some amputations of some toes and so forth. So I was always walking with a cane, and I'm still walking with a cane. And health-wise, the rest of my body is fine. I'm not in any pain or anything, but I do move a little slower day by day. But we all do that, even though we're in perfect health. We still have some days where we're up and down, and so most of my days are up, and I praise God every time I open my eyes in the morning and put my feet on the ground. So health-wise, I can get around and move around, and I spend the lion's share of my day reading and doing that which I love the most, and that is to read. And so now, with this electronic stuff, I don't know how to do all this stuff. I'm still living in the 20th century. This 21st century technology, I don't let it mess with me. I have two sons here, and they help me out when I need to get on this program or something else with all of these machines. But the machines make it possible for me to have Zoom meetings. You see, I go to meetings with my
Leo,
commission,
okay,
but we Zoom.
okay,
So that
Leo,
makes it easy for me.
okay, Leo, do you know Art Scott, correct?
Yes.
And Art Scott is the person that got me into Cal State University of Hayward, doing the black sessions there. And Art Scott's wife was one of my supporters when I first was getting into the fitness, doing the workout program, inventing the program later that became Jones-a-Size. His daughter came to my Jones-a-Size with her mother back in the day at the Foothill Square. And that has been the family. Mr. Art Scott has been my idol all of these years, still to this day. And one thing that I still admire about Mr. Art Scott to this day is he will take you through his physicalness. He will take you through his workout sessions. He will show you that it's not just his mind that he still continues to work on, making sure that it stays sharp. It is also, he continues to work on his body. And of course, Art is older than you, I do believe, or in your same age range. And you see, it's persons like that that continue to inspire me to understand that I may not physically be as great as I used to be, but I can be the greater person that I can be today once I put my mind into understanding again what I have to do. And that's the approach that we're going to be bringing to this program through Dr. Watson, and ideas about fitness and health in the mind and how to heal yourself. And you got problems that you'll be able to ask the medical doctor how to heal it. What is the background of that problem that you have? What is the approach? What is it going to take to get over that issue? We're going to do all that for you right here on the Talk Beat Jones. We're going to bring back, once again, Mr. Leo Brazil at various different times. That's my man. Mr. Leo Brazil, I thank you so very, very much for being with us. You want to stay on the line for the second half of the show? Listen to my next guest.
Yes, I'll be here.
Okay, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll come right back after this commercial announcement on the Talk Beat Jones. We're here every Wednesday from 10 to 11. We're on Sundays on 15.2 from 4 to 5. We love you, appreciate you. Don't forget, real quick, give me just a moment, Tim. We want to make sure that you think about sending those donations into $WHPR TV Radio. Once again, $WHPR TV Radio. It's not a begging, it's a process saying I'm competing. I need your help. I need your love. Help me, folks. Help me, help me. I want to show the station that we have a value. Be back after this commercial announcement.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
If you enjoy the music, the talk, and the vibe right here on WHPR, we need your support. Help us keep independent radio alive by sending a Cash App donation of whatever you can to $WHPR TV Radio. Every dollar makes a difference. That's $WHPR TV Radio. Support the station that supports you.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. If you're behind on your property taxes, we have programs to help. You don't have to lose your house, and you don't have to pay all at once. This summer, our mobile unit will be visiting Wayne County communities to help make it easier to start a payment plan and keep your property. Go online or call to find the plan that's right for you and where you can get help from our mobile unit. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to foreclosure. Make your payments every month and keep your property.
Hey, what's up? This is Timmy Tim. I got all of Detroit on lock to bring you the best in late night entertainment, from music videos to artist interviews to concerts and special events. So you rappers, comedians, club promoters, small business owners want to be on Timmy Tim Live? Give us a call at 313-828-0848 or email me at timmytimlive@gmail.com.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
you wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
All right, this is the Talk B. Jones. Once again, I am Billy E. Jones, and we welcome you and thank you for being with us today. And as you see, I do have a guest host today, right about now, but we're going to talk about the fact, Jones, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11, and you can also watch us on Sundays from 4 to 5 on 15.2 WHPS. Of course, family, we invite you to call in and talk with us if there's a question or if there's a statement that you would like to make with my guest, myself, or something really quick that you have to give us a note. You can do that. But right about now, let me bring my guest on. Oh, one more time. I tell you, I'm like a ball player right now. I'm trying to get as many points as I can. You want to send your donations. That's right. Send those donations because it helps everybody. You just sending it out in the Talk B. Jones name, but it helps everybody. Send it to $WHPR, WHPR, a little louder, WHPR TV radio, okay? My brother, would you please bring it back yourself and family? I want you to know that this man right here and we've done this together before. Indeed. On this station under the arms of Minister Malik Shabazz. And Minister, our prayers and our love and respect goes out to you. And this show is a show in dedication to you, Minister. Would you please bring yourself on the airways?
Well, greetings, and thank you for allowing me to come back into the studio. It's been at least 5 years since I was here. For those people that have been around a little, my name is Kafense Chike, Baba Kafense Chike, along with being a community activist, a musician, and an assistant professor of teaching of African American studies at Wayne State. Those are a few of the things that I've done in the community. Up until we had to stop our broadcast, I was doing a segment on Minister Malik's program called Black in the Day in the 313, where we delved into the history of Black Detroit, and of course dealt with a host of other issues. So I'd like to thank you, R.J. Watkins, and Minister Malik for making that possible for me, and I bring greetings on behalf of Minister Malik to the viewers and listeners. And I'm just grateful that you asked me to come back. I, of course, miss being here, and I appreciate the opportunity. Some of the issues that I think are pressing and maybe of relevance to our community. Of course, we find ourselves, the country finds itself in a war, which has a lot of people scared. Some of the current politics have us fearful, if you will. Mm-hmm. We have a new mayor, and I applaud and welcome the sister, the first Black mayor in Detroit. And everybody's anticipating.
And on her first time when she was running for city council, I had the privilege years and years and years ago to, of course, interview her here at the station. The first time when she ran, she didn't make it. The other guy that I interviewed, he made it.
That was for city council?
For city council, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
One thing about her, she's steeped in, genetically, if nothing else. Her grandfather was a community activist, a labor activist. Her father as well, so I think it's in her DNA. Mm-hmm, and I'm glad to see that she did it again. And it's an important point for us in Detroit history, not just because it's Detroit's first female mayor, she's the first Black woman mayor in Detroit, but also it, in some senses, could be a return in that we went through, I think, 3 mayoral terms with a white mayor. So I think people are sitting, with bated breath, waiting to see what she brings.
Well, I believe that our mayor today is a mayor of destiny. Like I said, she has all the background and the training and the upbringing that prepared her, and the time she spent on the city council and the things she's done for this community, etc. And her heart has always been right there for the folk in the community. So I believe that we're, like I said, we're in wonderful hands with our mayor. What do you?
Well, I guess you may be more steeped in understanding her ability to deliver. I'm not saying that she can't, but what is impressive to me, along with the historical context, is the excitement. She's young and she is bringing a new excitement to Detroit, and I just hope that she can fulfill that. I've had the opportunity during my absence from WHPR
Yes.
to spend almost 2 years on the Detroit Reparations Task Force, which she was very instrumental for implementing during her tenure as a congressperson. So those of us on that task force are, of course, waiting to see what the next steps will be. Some of my colleagues are looking at ways we can expand on our work and maybe try to ensure that things are moving forward.
Mr. Leo Brazil, we're going to let you make a comment shortly, because I told him it's going to be, when I found he was on the task force as well, that I was going to let you speak with him, because Mr. Leo Brazil is on the task force. Why am I talking for Leo? Why don't Mr. Leo Brazil?
Yes, why are you talking to me?
I'm talking to Mr. Leo Brazil. This gentleman here is on the task force right here in Detroit. And you're in the task force where?
Alameda County, California.
Alameda County, California. Okay. So you guys, I just want to let you know that we have folks on both ends that are working on the task force, both in the Bay Area and in Detroit. How about that?
Yes, and I would venture to guess, I don't know, I'm not familiar with the work being done in Alameda County, but it sounds like a county effort. The effort in Detroit was a city effort, and if I'm not mistaken, San Francisco also implemented some a similar task force to get reparations. Now, these are not necessarily national reparations.
Correct.
But what we tried to do is tie in the work we were doing so that it aligned with national reparations. And it's also important for people to know that there's an international effort for reparations. So even continental Africans are saying reparations should be paid for the damage that was done as a result of slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, et cetera.
Okay. Continue.
Well, I thought maybe I wanted to hear from our other
Oh
guests.
no, he's going to listen. I want you to continue with your.
Oh, okay. Well, I would be interested. I know that San Francisco made some progress. I can't really report on it, but should I, coming forward, I would try to have some updates for people. But I would be curious to know what the audience that's listening and viewing us think about the efforts that were made by the Detroit Reparations Task Force. I think we spent almost 3 years, and of course, a very important figure to reference that in the effort in Detroit was our own Wake Up Detroit, Mother Joanne Watson,
Yes.
Queen Mother Joanne Watson, who of
Yes.
course had a home here.
Right here.
She was very instrumental in getting this initiative. Also, Keith Williams, who they had the foresight to make this a ballot initiative where they took it to the people of Detroit, and the people in Detroit voted that Detroit should pay reparations. And I want to be clear.
Let's
it
do this
wasn't-
real quickly. Keith Williams, let him know how important Keith Williams was to the education of our children.
Say that again.
The importance Mr. Keith Williams was. He was a very strong person in the school system. Correct.
Now I need to hear a little about that. I mainly know him from dealing with the reparations task force.
Okay. Well, we won't go into the continue with you.
Okay.
Please.
I mean, he's a community activist of sorts, but he and others were instrumental in bringing the question of reparations to the city of Detroit. Now, this is not, I want to clarify, reparations for enslavement. These are reparations for racial discrimination in housing and health care and other entities within the city of Detroit. So there is a distinction, and I think sometimes people are not clear that it's not necessarily synonymous, but the two things are connected.
Okay. And there were other conversations that you brought in that you want to speak on, please.
Well, I don't know how much can be said about the war. I think a major fear is that, and even though this comes up at every time the United States goes to war, is the possibility of the draft being reenacted. I don't think a lot of young people know that when you reach the age of 18, you're supposed to register for the draft. And now you not only have to register if you're a male, if I'm not mistaken, girls and boys, males and females have to register. And in fact, if you don't register, there are penalties. I was talking to a class.
Did you know the Black Panthers weren't just about self?
Oh, okay. So you're saying that? So you're saying the girls all have to register as well? I didn't know. I didn't recognize that.
That's the understanding that I have. Yes, once you turn 18, you're supposed to register. That doesn't mean that you're going to go to war.
No, I understand it, but it's just the idea that puts you in the position to be whatever it is later on. If they something crazy, you're draft eligible is what they've done. That's what they're saying.
Yes.
That's okay.
And I think, like for college students, there's certain situations where if you're not registered, you can't get financial aid, things like that. Because of course there's people that are conscientious objectors or who believe I'm not going to go fight in the war because it's not consistent with my beliefs.
Yes.
But the compelled registration operates on the premise if you're old enough, then you are eligible to fight on behalf of this country. And, you know, between the two of us, we have enough gray hair to know that back during Vietnam, there were many who opted, not only protested the draft, there were many who left the country, avoided the draft and things like that. I'm not advocating one position or the other, but it's a reality that I think we need to at least be aware of.
Yeah, a lot of Americans, a lot of folks at that age was running off to Canada.
Yes.
Yes. And of course, for those who don't know, Muhammad Ali made it where everybody understood about not going to war based upon your own principles and your beliefs, and his was religious. And it cost him dearly. America surely dearly wanted to show folk that our black champion, that I don't care what you say about who you think you are, but I don't care about your religion. If you don't fight, you don't make no money.
So they stripped him of the title.
Everything, and refused to let him even. I mean, again, we're not doing that right about now. But just want to let folks know that yes, during that time. So we're looking at what's going to happen if, as we're going through the process, and family, this is a private opinion. As we all say, everybody has a right to their own opinion, their own thought. It has no validity from the station or anywhere else. It is my own particular thought, feelings, and just expressing of thought. I keep saying thought 4 times because it is a thought. They're talking about putting troops in different parts over there where the war is going on. But they're saying that it still will not be, quote, troops on the ground. They're saying that America, you can send your fighting folks on the ground closer to where the action may be, or closer to where someone may be able to get to them in an engagement, regardless of the engagement, whoever starts the engagement, however the engagement is, American troops that's now potentially in that scenario. And under Trump's ideology, where are we going to go with that is the question. And I'll just leave it that way because I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's not clear that even the powers that be have any idea. And it's unfortunate that those of us, the regular Joe Blow, working class men and women of the country, black, white, otherwise, we really become victimized by the decisions and choices of the people that are in position to make these decisions. So even as we try to discuss it, I would suggest our ability to be effective in our discussion is limited because we don't really have the power to impact the change that we may seek.
Well, let me do this. Let me ask you a question. Are we, at this time, do we still have positive growth? There is community that you're associated with.
Yes.
Is there any updates about anything that's going on within that group or folks in that group that's doing some positive, wonderful things?
Well, there's a lot, of course, there's a lot of activism occurring within the urban gardening community. I can't really, I didn't come prepared to talk about that today, but that's something that people need to look at, because the efforts of the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network, who were responsible for D-Town Farms and for bringing into existence the Detroit People's Food Co-op, are very much activist oriented, and they are garnering their resources and activism around the need for fresh, wholesome, quality food, which is essential, and it's a very important aspect or exercising of self-determination, because if you don't control the food that you eat or that's brought into your community, then you are really vulnerable to a whole bunch of things, including health challenges, starvation, and a host of other things. So I just like to kind of shout them out. Also, there's an initiative that has been underway at Wayne State to create, well, it's actually in existence now, and that's the Detroit Center for Black Studies, which the initiatives for that began about 3 years ago, and it's the creation of a center that focuses on research and scholarship dealing with studying people of African descent. So we're in the process there of bringing on a new director. I can't say when that will be, but that will have, or is intended to have, an immense impact on our community in terms of scholars that are engaging in research and trying to answer questions and solve problems that our people face.
Okay. As a Detroit person, and what is the temperature in Detroit right about now? We've gone from one mayor to this mayor, from one administration to this administration. What is the temperature basically out there? Because that's where you are with the folk and everything. Talk to us about that, please.
Well, I can't really say that I may most effectively have my finger on the pulse of that, but I think that people are excited about the prospects and possibilities with a new mayor.
Okay.
Particularly because she's Black, African American, and she's a woman. Now, prior to the past mayor coming in, being elected, the media posted a question: is Detroit ready for a Black mayor? And I think this was part of propaganda to prime us for the prospect.
It was, yes.
Unfortunately, I think it worked.
Oh, come on.
But as somebody that was here when we had that was here at the advent of the first Black mayor, nobody ever asked the question, at least I don't remember, I may have been 13 when Young got elected, is Detroit
Coleman
ready
Young,
for a Black mayor? But he did great things for the city that I think impacted young Black people and Black people at the time for generations.
Yes.
And I'm hopeful, and I think other Detroiters are also hopeful, that our new mayor will be able to have similar impact. Now, those are large footsteps to follow or shoes to fill, but she seems to have the enthusiasm, I think, to do that. But it's really yet to be seen, and I think other Detroiters, particularly those of us that are older, are waiting to see what's going to be the follow-up.
Well, you know, it's a process that, again, I feel vibrancy in the city because the energy that she has and the influences that is with her, because, like I said, she has a wonderful, great group of folk that's in her camp. And again, I just remember her as she was coming up, period. And she's been a person that has looked at visions to help the folk, not just the business, but the folk in this city, and not just the folks who are doing great, the folks who are doing just getting by, and the other, and they quote the other folks who are trying to get where they can get by. that seems to be a part of her concern, is to help the citizens right here in Detroit. And so I think, like I said before, I think that's why we're in good hands, because we have a fighter. She comes from a fighter. So we're steeped with a person that is ready to lead. And I believe that under her being the leader, that she's going to be here for quite a while. She's young, and she knows how to handle her political business.
I think you're right. I think that, and I'm not a politician nor am I a political scientist, but I don't think anyone knows what it's like to be the mayor until you're in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And mayors, as you mentioned, you feel like she's compelled to help the everyday person, those of us that are less fortunate. But mayors of major cities, or cities like Detroit, really inner city, they have to balance the interests of the corporate world, the Fords, Stellantis, General Motors, Illich, Gilbert, all of these people, with the interests of the everyday people. Detroit is a majority black city, and I think we have expectations, just the general voting public, the general citizenry, but also those corporate entities with the money that helps to facilitate a tax base. They have some interest as well, and they're more in a position to make demands. So I think any mayor has to be savvy enough to know how to balance these things so that they can respond to the needs of all of the vested parties, the citizens, the corporate entities, the various institutions, the services that are needed for the city, and likewise.
Okay. Ms. Leo Brazil, you were there when Oakland received or was able to bring its very first black mayor, Mayor Wilson. I have 2 minutes. Can you describe what did the city feel when they received Mayor Wilson as the mayor during your time?
That was in the Black Power era. That was our first black mayor elected. Bobby Seale and the Black Panther Party opened the door when Bobby ran for mayor and got 40-some% of the vote, and came in second in the runoff. But that 40% was on the ground, and Mayor Wilson, who got elected, was a Superior Court judge, so he was more respectable than the radical Bobby Seale. So he became the first black mayor. So Bobby opened that door, and now Barbara Lee is our first female black mayor, along with I guess this first female black mayor in Detroit, right?
Yes, sir.
So Oakland and Detroit are still tied at the hip in both of our problems of poverty, wealth gap, reparations, and so forth. So keep up the good work.
All right, all right. And Ms. Leo Brazil, I want to thank you very much for joining us today. God was good. This was unplanned, but you see how God sometimes has the last statement of what's going to really be happening. So again, thank you, brother, for stepping in and being there for me like you always are. Appreciate you. Got mad brother love for you, man. Gonna let you go, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Bro, give them your close out. We got about a couple minutes here.
Well, I wish the brother Brazil and I could have had more direct dialogue, but I think he mentioned that their first black mayor was a Superior Court judge. That would have been the equivalent of what Archer was. But Coleman Alexander Young, who was Detroit's first black mayor, was both well steeped in activism and in politics, and I think that's what made him so effective. He came from the community.
You got a minute.
Well, what I'll close, because I always have much to say. I want to thank you again, R.J. Watkins, and urge our community. I look forward to coming back, and I urge our community, if you give that plug again for the Cash App, to support independent black media. R.J. Watkins has been holding it down. You can donate at $WHPR TV Radio, and
To-
please do so.
In the name of Talk Beat Jones, Billy Jones, we certainly appreciate that. Say, my bro.
All right, peace.
And listen, family, remember to Talk Beat Jones. We're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 every Wednesday. Also on Sundays from 4 to 5 on 15.2. Watch the program. Think about sending in that donation. Once again, I'm going to do it myself one last time.
Don't think
here.
about it, do it.
Do it. All right. That's right. That's right. That's why I'm going to bring you back to $ WHPR TV Radio. Family, we love you. We appreciate you. Got much respect. And to Minister Malik Shabazz, God got you, my brother. God got you. Peace.
Peace.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
Thank you.